Hey there friends, it's Missy again. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here with a new layout for the Shimmerz education team. And don't forget, if you want to get a free sample paint with your next order over at shimmerzpaints.com, make sure you mention my name in the comments section. So for this layout today, I'm going to create something very wintry, which is a theme that I really don't create a lot of layouts for. I live in Florida, and so we don't really have a lot of winter photos. And the design team this month, we're going to do the same thing that we did last month. Each design team member is going to create a layout or a project focusing on one main color. And we got to pick the color that we wanted, and I'm going to pick Vibez Frostbite. And it is a gorgeous wintry blue color. And it just got me in the mood to create something wintry. And so my photo is a picture of me and my husband from a few years ago. We were in Las Vegas right after Christmas time. So for us, it was very cold. And so, of course, I had to take my heavy jacket and, yeah, froze our butts off because we're from Florida. And, you know, freezing for us is in the 60s. So, yeah, don't laugh at me. But when you're born and raised in Florida, that's cold. So what I'm going to do here is sort of build my layout from this white piece of cardstock, and I pulled out this very old, I don't even know where this stencil came from, what brand it is, but it's just a bunch of circles, and I'm using some glass bead gel. I've used this before on one of my Shimmerz layouts, and I love the texture that it creates. And it's basically this clear gel with these little teeny tiny microscopic glass beads in it, and you'll be able to see it later when I show you the close-ups, but it's very thick, and when you touch it, it's very bumpy, and it just reacts really cool with liquids like shimmer sprays here. So I did add some clear gesso to my background here just so I could do this right here. I love to watch the color blend and run, and it's not going to just soak right through the paper. So that's the frostbite that I've used there, and it's got some shimmer to it because it's a Vibez. I'm going to add in a little bit of Coloringz Well Blue Me down here just to add some variation on the color. And I used the circle stencil because it reminded me of snow. And when I think of winter, I think of snow. Even though we never get snow, I wanted to create just something very wintry. And I like the idea of the circles. And I love how the color just kind of, it sits on top of the glass bead gel, but it also kind of pulls and runs around it, so those circles really stand up off the page. And I just wanted to create a random artsy mixed media background here, so I wasn't really going for, I didn't want to cover the entire background. I just wanted it to look kind of random and messy. And I think the more I build on it, the better it's going to start to look. I wanted to add in a little bit of pink, and this is Spritz Cotton Candy. And the color scheme that I'm using here, I'm basing it on some products from a couple of past Hip Kit Club Christmas holiday kits that I have in my stash. I just kind of pulled some stuff off my shelves and started digging through it and found some Project Life cards that I never used that have a lot of the tones in the frostbite color. You'll see here, I think I showed them in the very beginning, but the color of the frostbite, you can really see it shine through in some of these Project Life cards. And then in some of the papers and embellishments that I have in the kit has this pink in it, and this is Spritz Cotton Candy. I think I said that earlier. But I like the way it looks with these colors here, and yeah, I love how that looks. It's very bumpy, very textury, and I love the circles. So that's going to be my background for now, and then I'm going to start to build on top of it and see how it looks and go from there. So I printed my photo in black and white because the colors in it, you know, there was nothing really special. My jacket is a tan color. My husband's jacket is black. And then we're standing in front of some Christmas decorations, but you can't really see a lot of them. So it's just a lot of different colors going on, and they did not match the color scheme that I wanted to use. And there was nothing really important in the photo as far as colors go that took away from it if I converted it to black and white. And so I like the way the black and white kind of pops off the background. Now I'm just cutting up a couple of papers from the kits. I think I have some exclusive hip kit things here, and I'm going to also use some crepe paper, snow and cocoa. I believe that was from last year and the previous year. I think they released that one twice because it was so awesome. Now here's something that I do that I don't even wind up using. I thought that I would create even more circles by punching out some little ones from some of the papers and the Project Life cards, but I didn't feel like it really did anything to the background except cover up some of the other circles. But I thought I would try it. In my mind, it looked one way, and then when I actually did it, I thought, no, this just does not do anything for the layout or the background, so I wind up dumping that. But you never know sometimes until you try it. But yep, scratch that idea. So I am going to use some of the papers and the Project Life cards behind the photo there. And then I had a bunch of these die-cut snowflakes left over from the Snow and Cocoa kit. And they're actually different colors, but I just want to use them as white. So I'm just going to flip them over and kind of do a tone-on-tone thing here. And I don't want to use too many of them, but I do want to give the illusion again of winter. And nothing says winter like snowflakes. So yeah, I'm going to attach all of the layers behind the picture. And again, I'm sorry about my voice. I've been battling a head cold for the past almost week now, and I'm on the upswing, but I still sound kind of scratchy and nasally. So hopefully that doesn't drive you too crazy. And I really wanted to use that So Much Fun die cut because it matched, and I try it several times. Now here's where I decided to add some Christmas trees, and this is from one of the Snow and Cocoa crepe paper papers, and I just thought it would kind of add to the wintry holiday look. So I fussy cut out some of those, and I'm going to sort of create a little bit of a line of trees on both sides of the picture. And you know, Christmas trees, they don't necessarily look exactly like, I mean, they are Christmas trees, but I think that trees like this can also look wintry. They don't necessarily have to look Christmassy. And I think they look more wintry in this case because I went with all the lighter colors instead of anything really dark and bold. Now I thought that I would slightly add a little bit of color to some of these white snowflakes, and so I go back to the Vibez Frostbite, which is my focal color, and add in a little tiny bit of gray. And this gray color, it's one of the newer colors from Shimmerz, and it's a Spritz, and it's called Granny Gray. And I just add a dab of that to mix in with the Frostbite. And that is one of my favorite things about Shimmerz, is mixing and matching colors together to get new colors. And I love the fact that the Frostbite color is bold enough to be considered maybe a darker color, but yet you can mix it with this light gray color, or you can add more water and make it a very, very soft, almost baby blue. Now I really like how this is looking. I left some of these snowflakes white, and I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I wanted to kind of keep going in the fashion, kind of the diagonal look. It's not true diagonal, but it's I didn't want to add too much going vertical above and below the photo, since most of the design is flowing from left to right. I wanted to kind of keep the snowflakes going in that direction. So I decided to add some pink thread on either side of the photo, and I mixed in a light pink and more of a pink that's going to match that cotton candy, more of a brighter, more of a bubblegum pink. And I'm going to add that in for a nice pop of pink against the blues. And I think this is looking wintry. I like the fact that it, you know, the frostbite color reminds me of ice, I guess you could say. And so I think that's what made me really think about making something wintry with it. But on the other hand, it's also a great summertime blue, so you could go either way with that. Now I did add a little bit of foam behind each of these little trees to give them some dimension, and I had to really work with the glue and holding them down because of the dimension of the texture paste or of the glass bead gel, because it's so raised up and so bumpy that I had to be careful and stick something heavy on top of those little trees there. Now I let everything dry, and then I went to my sewing machine with some silver metallic thread and just did a little bit of stitching on the centers of those snowflakes there, just to add some more shine and shimmer. And I was getting a silver vibe from this. Whenever I have a snowy wintry page, I don't know, I'm feeling silver instead of gold. So I pulled out some silver glitter washi tape and just stuck it to a piece of random scrap paper, and then I'm going to add a little bit to the top and the bottom of the layout. So I kind of cut a crooked piece off of the top of the page there, and then just adhered that piece of paper with the washi tape behind it. So now I have even more shimmer and glitter, and I don't know what it is about silver glitter, it just reminds me of wintertime. And then I did the same thing at the bottom, and then I pulled out these very old chipboard glitter thickers, and they don't even stick to the packaging anymore. I didn't want to take the whole thing out of the package because they were all starting to bunch up, and I'm definitely going to have to glue these down because they were so old. They still work, but they are not sticking. But once I glue them down, you would never know. Now, I decided to go with I Got Chills as the title. I didn't want to just have, you know, Happy Winter or Birds Cold. So I thought, hey, I'll just put I Got Chills. I thought it was cute. Now, these are also from the Snow and Cocoa line. These little tiny puffy balls, I guess you could say. And I'm going to glue down 5, I think, of the pink ones. And then come back in with some splatters. I'm going to come back in with the Granny Gray and the Frostbite. And then I'm going to add in my journaling, and I think that's going to wrap it up. Now, off camera, I do add a couple more snowflakes overlapping the silver glitter washi tape at the top and the bottom, just because I felt like it was kind of plain on those sides, or the top and the bottom. And so I just added another tone-on-tone snowflake, and I kind of like how that looks. But I also used a silver metallic pen to do my journaling. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. This was fun to make. I really love the Frostbite. I think it gives a really good winter vibe, and it goes well with these other colors. It goes well with silver and gray, and yeah, so I hope this conveys winter, since winter is really not my jam. You guys know I'm all about summer, but this was fun to do. I like the challenge of focusing on one color and kind of making it the star of the layout. So let me know if you have any questions at all. Make sure you visit shimmerzpaints.com, and I'll list all the 4 colors that I used down below in the description box. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.